So, hello, welcome back to another episode of the Self-Development with Tactics podcast. It's been, I guess, even more than a week since I've recorded the last time, in a kind of real way. Like my voice, talking about something that matters, and not just uploading something, which is something I dislike, but it is a good way to get around not having that much time to do things. But let's actually see what Reddit is saying. If there's something interesting, if there's something good. Actually, before I started the recording, I was a bit worried if I can still do it. Like, if I can still speak, since English is not my mother tongue. English is even not something that I'm using on a daily basis besides recording. So yeah, it's very great to be back. I really love it. And I have seen something. And I have noticed something that I really then have enjoyed. But which is, and maybe this is some sort of a metaphor. Maybe, well, not really a metaphor, but maybe a tip, maybe something that you're not seeing as well. I have for quite some time now been thinking of stopping the podcast, just not doing it anymore because I'm not seeing the quote unquote results. I'm not seeing the things that I would like to see. I'm not seeing like the progress that I'd like to see and so on and so forth. Because I always thought what I'm doing is wrong. What I'm doing is not what I should be doing. I should be doing some quote unquote original content. But then my girlfriend said, well, you're doing, well, she didn't say it in this way, but the point is I am doing commentary. A lot of people are doing commentary, and commentary at this point in time is actually extremely fucking popular. A lot of people just watch people reacting to something. It is another layer. And I have seen before that, yes, it is another layer. Well, I'm going through a book summary and I'm talking about it and I'm reading it because of, several reasons. Having an audiobook of such summaries is fucking amazing. I would love to have that. But on the other hand, since, I went through so many book summaries at this time or at this point in time, I have seen some things, I've read some things multiple times in different books even. So it adds another layer of information. This can be applied to everyone. Everyone can do so. Everyone can give another layer of information, which is great. And so I came to the conclusion that what I'm doing is not wrong. What I'm doing is actually right. Of course, when I started everything, I thought about something. I had some ideas, I had some plans, and I've kind of built a basis, but sometimes we get lost. Sometimes we do not see the things in the way we used to, which on one hand can be extremely great, because sometimes we're just living in a certain bubble and we just do not see things that we should be seeing and that we should also be doing and maybe also shouldn't be doing. So it is great to have these experiences, and it is also great and also important to think about it. Like, is what I'm doing wrong? Is what I'm doing right? Could I do better? Could I do worse? And so on and so forth, like questioning what you're doing, questioning what you're saying, questioning what life is giving you, what you're doing in life, what you're doing with your life. It is very important. So this is a bit of a preface for this episode. Which, by the way, it also made me feel better about me and what I'm doing and what I'm publishing. Because sometimes I thought, well, I do not really want to show it to people because it is not maybe like something not to be proud of, quote unquote, very fucking quote unquote. Because it is still work and it still can give something to somebody, which is, which was one of my initial thoughts. One, by the way, was money, which went away very fucking quickly after me noticing like, there is not that much money in the game. But you can give something to people. You can provide something to people they really need. Of course, if you're not seeing the progress, maybe it isn't something they need, which, may also be the case for me. Like maybe people do not need commentary or fucking book summaries. But I like doing so because I also like learning those things. I also like seeing those things. And up to this point, it really helped me. I am not the biggest fan of books. I wouldn't put them on a pedestal. I don't think that they are necessary. But book summaries, and they are free and you have access to them, well, why not? Why shouldn't you be consuming them? Why shouldn't you be indulging them? I, 22 female, so let's actually start, have a habit of taking revenge on the boyfriend's 23 male when hurt by him. Need tips on how to slow anger in the moment. Waiting is, well, very easily said, but it is pretty difficult. But waiting. Meditation can be a useful way to engage that waiting. Noticing your emotions coming up. Of course, when it is something that really fucking bothers you, first of all, you should be saying something. And second of all, it is not that easy to just stay still and not do anything. On the other hand, sometimes it is easy to just stay still and not saying, not doing, not moving your pinky. This can sometimes lead to, and I've seen that before, and I've experienced that before, people being like, what is wrong? Like, why I'm not saying anything? You could reply, well, I don't want to be angry. I don't want to burst out. I don't want to just do something that I'm a regret afterwards. I've also seen backlash on saying that. So it is very difficult. Sometimes in some situations, it seems like there is no right thing to do for everyone. For you, it may just totally be something. Therefore, it is also very difficult to say, well, do this, do that, and do the other thing, because every situation is different, all the people are different, and also their reactions are different. So in the end, it actually makes sense to do what makes most sense for you and what is best for you. Like focusing on that. It is difficult. Life is difficult, but life is also very beautiful. How to stop yourself from crying when someone else does. I'm a highly emotional person. When someone cries, I often cry too, as long as I have a sense of why they are doing so. It doesn't matter if it is from happiness or sadness. It could be someone close to me or someone on TV. It is something that I really have trouble dealing with and feel that it makes me weak. Does it really make you weak? I think it makes you very empathetic, which is great, really great. People like people, they understand them, and people that listen to them, people that give a fuck about them. It is very important, and it is very useful. There are, people like this, period. That's the end of the discussion. Which is also interesting because sometimes we think that something is bad and it really isn't. It is, perspective and it is nothing new, but perspective. Healing is not linear. No, it fucking isn't. How do you personally stop overthinking? I would say meditation can be a useful way. And also, sometimes it also makes sense to optimize other things. Like, are you doing sports? Are you moving enough? Are you eating healthy enough? Are you getting all your vitamins? Are you just drinking enough? Sometimes it's also on a hormonal basis. Maybe checking this before, I don't know, also going into therapy, just talking to people that really know that shit. It makes sense. When I don't know, fucking break my leg, I'm not going to fix it myself. I can't do this. Can I learn it? Well, theoretically, yes, I could. Is it smart? Not really. Am I going to have enough just training to do so? Well, probably not really. I'm hopefully not going to break my leg so many times that at one point I can do it myself. I really hope not, and I really hope for no one to be in this position. There is some Ukrainian conflict type of post. I'm going to skip that. Should we teach Stoicism in public schools? some people, me included, were pretty like. So some are pretty gifted in the sense of having philosophy in school, and I think philosophy in school makes sense, is important, and it is great. But you can also do it yourself. This is one of, well, also just, it is very difficult because we all have different opinions. My teacher has had different opinions than I have. So what should we teach? What is important in life? Of course, after some years, you may see certain things that are very important in life. Maybe, since also religion is not something that is taught in every school. In Austria, it actually is, and I've had the I was very grateful for me to have such a good religion teacher in the last school that I've attended. Also having a bit of philosophy, just not praying in school and stuff, but talking about life, talking about the things that may matter. It may actually be good to have a subject in school that is called maybe life, or just maybe philosophy in general, and having multiple people doing so. If this is possible, in terms of organizing it, in terms of also payments, there's a lot of stuff. Like every school is also an institute. Every institute is a corporation in some way, and they also have to do their thing. But just letting students see multiple views of life, different views of life, and so on and so forth, so that they can just build a picture themselves. We all have different opinions, different worldviews, different things that we think are important. And for me, it is something different than for you. Sometimes things overlap, and then people can see, well, it would actually also be interesting for the teachers themselves. Like, okay, I'm talking about this, that, and the other thing. Where does what I'm talking about and what the other person is talking about, where does it overlap? Like, what is then maybe important for everyone? Might be health, might actually lead to students realizing certain things and getting to know certain things. Maybe they also talk about taxes. Maybe they talk about something that is important in another way, like letting the teacher decide every lesson what to talk about. Of course, I am definitely not the one that is in a position to change anything. Not on a national basis, not not even in my fucking city, not even in a village and whatnot. But I think that it would be great. Some teachers, some very good teachers, still do that in whatever subject they are teaching. I would probably also do the same. But yeah. What is the difference between Stoicism and Christian philosophy / ethics? Which is going to be the last one for today. I do not know the answer, therefore I am reading a comment. The core aspect of Christianity is living life without sin and serving God faithfully on earth so that one may rejoin him in heaven. The main goal for a Christian is to make it to paradise after they die. Stoics do not believe in an afterlife, and if they believe in God, it's typically in a pantheist fashion. You have one short life and you might as well make it a good one by living according to nature and reason. In the end, you will only return to dust. I'd say that Christians also strive for eudaimonia. I'm sure some do, yet striving for eudaimonia is not something that is taught in Christianity. Christianity teaches its practitioners to strive for heaven after earth. True, oddly enough, I learned of the concept of eudaimonia, which is written in a different way now, from my religion teacher. I'm gonna Google this because I don't know anymore what it is. Yeah, of course, religion teacher talking about some things they just are interested in, period. Yeah. It's a Greek word literally translated to state or condition of good spirit, and which is commonly translated as happiness or welfare in the works of Aristotle. But yeah, since I'll need to go now, catch my train. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.